We're going to talk about a difficult topic right now, and you'll be seeing some images that are hard to look at. I'll give you a warning before they go up. But the reason we have to show the images is because they are part of the story. Without showing you and giving you the option of looking or turning away from the screen, we can't really talk about it. And the issue is abortion. A group in Calgary wants to show graphic images of abortion so that they can put forward the idea that this is about more than choice, that it's about human life. But does this help or hinder the pro-life cause? If you need to look away, turn your eyes now. We're going to bring up the images, and these are being shown on the streets of Calgary right now on a rolling truck that goes through town. They're advertising the website unmaskingchoice.ca. They're being held at street corners. Is this the right way to do it, or does it hurt the pro-life cause? I am not a huge fan of these images, but Alissa Golob, a pro-life activist in Toronto, thinks they do help. Alissa, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I think you'll admit that these are difficult images to look at. They are tough to see. They are gut-wrenching.
Absolutely.
So why do you think they should be on the streets of major cities in Canada?
Well, just by the pure fact that I'm on this show means that they're actually doing something. They're actually getting people talking, and it's actually the issue of abortion is actually being put in the forefront of the media. And I think that this is what needs to happen, especially in a country where our Prime Minister says that abortion is a closed issue, where he says that he will never reopen the abortion debate. So it's really up to us, it's up to the pro-life movement to put this issue forward with or without the support of our Prime Minister, and to really educate people on the subject. And to show people what they're doing and the choices that they're making. Well,
what are you trying to do here with these images? I know you back the group that's behind this. I believe it's the Canadian Centre for Bioethical Reform. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to influence politicians or influence people on the street?
It's both, and it's CCBR isn't the only organization that does it. There's also an organization called Show the Truth, and they belong in southwestern Ontario, and I have been doing this personally for over 10 years. I started when I was 13 years old, and I've been doing it ever since. I've also brought along many family members to do it with me, and I see how successful this type of activism can be. Now, I don't think that it's the only form of activism that the pro-life movement should be putting forward, but I do think that it's an essential element. People must see the consequences of abortion. They can never know abortion if they don't see what it truly is.
Now, I've got a friend who's pro-life. She says, and as I am, anyone that watches this show knows that. If you read my writing, you know that. But the images make me uncomfortable. Even though when I worked on Parliament Hill, I had to walk past Father Tony Van Hees, a retired Jesuit that has these images up there every single day that Parliament is sitting. I've got a friend, though, that says you shouldn't be in favor of having abortion, or you shouldn't be allowed to have one unless you can see what the end result is. Is that kind of what you're trying to do on the streets?
Most definitely. I personally know Father Tony Van Hees, and I've been out there and I've seen him talk, and he's the most gentle man that I've ever met. But you really need, you said that in order for people to see it, to know abortion, they must see it, and I really truly believe that's applicable to so many different situations.
Okay, but are you turning some people off? Because I've seen it with the display on Parliament Hill. Some people turn to it and start a conversation, and maybe they change their mind about what abortion is. Others think it is radical, and they say, you know what, look at those disgusting images. I don't want to see them. It's those pro-life radicals, and it can hurt your cause.
Well, we're not out there to make people comfortable. We're out there precisely to make people feel uncomfortable. Abortion is rampant. It's unrestricted in Canada, and the reason why we're out there is to get people to talk about the issue, to make people uncomfortable about abortion. There's a 21-year-old activist in the States, her name is Lila Rose, and she says that she wishes that abortions could be performed in the main square, in the town square every day, so that people would be so disgusted about what they saw day in and day out that they would just get rid of the injustice altogether. And that's basically the goal of showing these disgusting images. I agree that they're disgusting, and it's precisely that they're disgusting, that abortion is disgusting, that we have to be out there and we have to educate the people.
Okay, compare this to graphic sexual images, graphic images of violence that are pervasive in society as well. Are you happy that those are out there, or would you rather they go away? Because if you're going to argue that these images should be shown and that it's okay for this, then you can't turn around and say that graphic nudity, graphic violent images, sexual images can't be seen on street corners either.
Well, sexual images is a whole other story, but actually different organizations do show graphic graphic images of violence in other campaigns, such as in 2010, the Vancouver police force went into the schools and they were talking about the brutality of gangs, and they actually showed people who are murdered and bludgeoned by gang-related incidences to really demonstrate to the children that this is what happens when you belong to a gang. And I also read another article with Mad Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and they said they went into a high school and they said to the kids, what can we do to make you stop drinking and driving? And they said, show us what happens if we do it. So the next presentation, they went and they got a picture of a girl who was trapped under a burning car and her face was all burned off. And they showed it to the kids, and they said they've never had such a response as when they showed what happens when the kids drink and drive, what happens when these accidents occur. And they said it was a very powerful testimony, and I think that can be applied to the abortion debate as well.
It, at the end of the day, does make me uncomfortable. I'm not happy with it, but I guess, as you say, that's the point. Are these the same images that had Ruth Lobo and other activists that Carleton University arrested last year?
Yes, well, the Genocide Awareness Project compares the Holocaust and the Rwandan genocide to abortion. So they are somewhat different, but they are the same graphic images. It's the same first trimester, second trimester, even third trimester babies who are brutally murdered by abortion up on big billboards showing them to the people.
All right, and Alissa, the website for this project is for people that want to find out more?
I believe the campaign in Calgary is unmaskingchoice.ca, and there's also www.showthetruth.com.
Okay, Alissa Golob, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.